President Donald Trump tells the UK to go get their own oil. I guess after since Europe is not really involving themselves with the United States, Israel, and Iran, well, versus Iran war. So that's what's going on over there. I will get to that article in just a second, but I just want to elaborate on some things. Now we know it's a possibility that the United States can go in on the ground with Iran, all the other stuff. Most people heard about this. Gas prices is now $4 for most states now across the United States. I know here in North Carolina where I live, it's officially $4 for regular and almost $6 for diesel. So, that's going to really hurt people's pockets. So, and we can only see that we're probably going to keep seeing that go up as the potential threat as a U.S. ground invasion is possible for Iran in the coming weeks, days, hours. You just never know what can happen. Now, we know President Donald Trump gave Iran just last Friday, well, until last Friday, this past Friday, a deadline to negotiate or we're going to strike their power plants and I think their water supply. Now, President Donald Trump did, as we got closer to that deadline for Iran, he did extend that deadline to by 10 days. Now we are approaching that deadline once again. Now he possibly going to extend it again. He may be waiting for all the troops that he wants over in the Middle East to be deployed there so we can go in on the ground if we do on Iran. And it's a possibility, a very high chance that the United States do go in on the ground of Iran, take Karg Island and stuff like that. So it's a high chance again that the United States going on the ground of Iran. So that's something we're gonna have to watch out for. If that happens, we could see more threats on U.S. mainland, well, soil by cyber attacks, terrorist attacks. Terrorist attacks might be a big one, as we know Iran really wants revenge probably after we're attacking their civilians infrastructure. First of all, we know Iran was killing their protesters just a few months ago, actually, when that situation was going on over there, and President Donald Trump said help was on his way and all the other stuff. Just to turn around during the first week of the war to strike an all-girls elementary school, which had to be in session to kill children, that don't make sense because if you're supposed to be, helping out, their people and stuff from being killed by their own government, how in the world are we attacking children? That's not making sense. Elementary school age children. That's not making sense at all. But, President Donald Trump saying there's peace negotiations going on with Iran right now, but Iran is saying the United States is negotiating with themselves and all the other stuff. If you guys haven't heard about that, it's possible that the United States is probably making this up just to throw Iran off or to throw other world leaders off for a potential U.S. ground invasion of Iran, which I think might happen. We constantly seeing oil prices, gas prices is skyrocketing. I think they're saying the highest has been since 2022. So in 2022 is the same year when Russia attacked Ukraine, and we cannot forget about Ukraine in this whole situation since the United States is currently at war with Iran because Ukraine need to still defend themselves. They was getting aid and stuff from us, ammunitions and stuff like that from the United States, but since we're fighting Iran right now, most of that attention is probably not being focused on Ukraine too much. And Zelensky, I think, voiced his opinion a few times. If you guys don't know who Zelensky is, he is the president of Ukraine, Vladimir Zelensky. He did voice his opinion, if I'm not mistaken, that Ukraine is still currently in the war, so you can't have your whole attention focused on Iran while Ukraine is literally still over there suffering from Vladimir Putin. Him just being evil. Let's just say it like that, which is the Russian president. That's Vladimir Putin. He really don't care. This is the same guy that will attack children's hospitals and then blame it on Ukraine. It just is what it is. It's just a lot of stuff going on over there. I'm not gonna hold you guys too long. I'm gonna go ahead and get into this article, but I just want to say again, it's possible that a U.S. ground invasion on Iran is coming. President Donald Trump is probably keep extending deadlines to throw again world leaders off for potential. Well, until all the troops get stationed over there in the Middle East. We know the 82nd Airborne, if I'm not mistaken, that's out of Fort Bragg in Fayetteville, North Carolina, about 2 hours away from me. When deployed to the Middle East too. Well, was on their way to the Middle East. I think they are probably almost there, has been deployed there. So regardless, and President Donald Trump is talking about, is considering sending an additional 10,000 troops to the Middle East. So it's a lot of stuff going on. If you guys have not seen the AWACS plane, what it looks like by the United States Air Force, you guys should go look that up because just a day or two ago, Iran has hit a U.S. AWACS plane, took that radar clean off that plane. So there's pictures all over the internet. If you guys haven't seen it, you might want to go look it up yourself. And let's just go ahead and get into this article because this is literally getting crazy. So this article was updated at 3:40 Eastern Standard Time, Tuesday, March 31st, 2026. And as I'm filming this video, it's currently 3:52 Eastern Standard Time right now. So this is fairly new information coming up from CNN, which is the title of this article is U.S. gas prices hits $4 as Trump tells other nations to go get your own oil. Again, U.S. gas hits $4 as Trump tells nations to go get your own oil. And it goes down here. That's I think a defense secretary or something like that, Pete Hegseth. We go down here and it says, here's the latest. Energy costs, the average U.S. gas price hits $4 a gallon, the highest since 2022. Again, it's $4 a gallon for regular gas here in the United States. And that's the highest it's been since 2022. That's crazy, y'all. The war in Iran has essentially shut down oil tanker traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. And yep, if you guys don't know, the Strait of Hormuz is closed by Iran, and I don't think they're really gonna be reopening that. And I think that's what President Trump is mad about, because all these other countries are suffering because of his actions too. I mean, these countries that's not trying to get involved or not getting involved in this war at all is suffering with their economy because gas prices are high. Now we go right here, say the U.S. President Donald Trump demanded the UK and other countries in need of jet fuel go to Hormuz and just take it. The UK announced it is sending additional air defense system to Persian Gulf nations to support collective defense allies. Again, so President Donald Trump basically want European countries to just go take, I guess, the oil and stuff like that. So it's just not making sense. He's been saying there's been peace deals and stuff going on, negotiations with Iran. As I said before, I don't believe that's actually going on just because, Iran is saying that's not happening. We're constantly attacking Iran, going after civilian targets and stuff like that instead of mainly military targets. So it's not really making sense here. But, he told Iran, he gave Iran a deadline, told him to get serious. But just days before, he going to say, Iran should... the peace deals with Iran is going well, but just days before then, or a week or two before then, he gonna say he don't see no reason to negotiate with Iran, as we're literally obliterating the other side. So we technically caused this war with Iran. It's not like they struck us or anything like that. We intentionally struck Iran, and Israel is not innocent behind this. So yeah, let's go down here. The USS Tripoli, I think I said that correctly, believed to be carrying Marines in the Indian Ocean, U.S. Central Command said, as speculation mounts over a possible U.S. ground operation in Iran. Again, y'all, you guys see CNN CNN's reporting this themselves, and also other sources, credible news sources has been reporting that it's possible that the United States, and I think the United States government even was saying this too, that we go in on the ground with Iran, and I don't think that's a good idea. We know there's going to be massive U.S. casualties from our troops, and again, we could possibly see that being effective over here in the United States with potential terrorist attacks from Iran, as we just go on the ground and just, yeah, it's unfortunate, but I'm not going to get too far into that part. Addressing the possibility, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth said the U.S. aims. This is Pete Hegseth, by the way, you guys, right here. This is him. So it's just a lot of stuff going on in this war that's not making sense. Again, I believe there's going to be a ground invasion. Comment down below if you guys think the United States is going to go in on the ground on Iran, but it's there's a high chance that happens. Again, we can see the next few hours, the next few weeks, the next few days. This war probably going to continue for more months. It's been over a month since we launched the attack on Iran. Now, the first time we launched an attack on Iran was like a 12-day war or something like that back in 2025. Now we're here in 2026, and it's a full all-out war with the United States that we're in with Iran. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you guys try not to drive too reckless or anything like that, because I expect gas prices to exceed $4. Depending on where you guys live, it's probably already exceeded $4 if you take regular gas. I'm not really focusing on you guys that's driving diesel, because you guys already had high gas prices, higher than slightly more expensive than premium I mean, not premium, than regular. Premium is already expensive too. Premium almost here where I live in North Carolina, almost $5 a gallon. Diesel's almost $6 a gallon. So I expect those prices to continue to go higher, higher, higher. We could see situations where shipments ain't getting in across state to state and stuff like that as diesel prices continue to skyrocket as these semi trucks take. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification button to be notified each and every time your boy upload a new video. I'll be keeping you guys up to date with the latest of the news going on in the world, especially with the U.S. Israel versus Iran war. With that being said, it's your boy Runday out.